This is my video response to our Module 1 readings. I'll start with my personal background and then go into what I hope to learn and my responses to the readings. I'll just start by introducing myself. My name is Robin Clements. I'm 32 years old. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I have always lived here. I have a 7-year-old daughter. She's up in the pictures on the left. Her name is Abigail, and that's my husband Daniel. We've been married for 12 years. The only crazy thing I've ever done in my life is get married really young. I'm otherwise a pretty boring person. I love reading. I love being outside, especially if that outside could be near a body of water. Any body of water would do. Um, let's see, my education history. I went to NC State University right down the road from my house. And oh, I just noticed that my daughter's face got cut off a little bit in one of those pictures. Anyway, sorry. I got my 4-year undergraduate degree in English with a teacher education option for high school. The only teaching I did was actually student teaching. I really struggled to find a job, and my family is really close knit, and I just did not want to leave the area, and I sort of fell into higher education that way, which goes into my work background. I graduated in May 2007, which makes me feel really old in my job now when I get students interested in state born in 2002. Um, but I fell into this job, or not my current job, but my first job in higher ed at NC State University in the undergraduate admissions office. I worked there for 5 years. I started with freshman applicants. I moved over to transfer. I did that for 5 years until I moved into the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. It's one of our 12 colleges on NC State's campus. I have no ag background and I have no life science background, but I love where I work. I handle student scholarships. We actually have over $1 million in student scholarships just for our CALS, College of Agriculture and Life Sciences students. And it's pretty phenomenal to be able to head up the committee that disperses those funds. I also handle our undergraduate and graduate curriculum committees. Oh gosh, I just started. I'm trying to think of everything I do because it's a lot of everything. I just started the visitation program. We have a Spend a Day at State program that Cal started, and students come for a whole day and get to know our college really intimately. So I've just taken that on as well as all my other responsibilities, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I chose this program because I need more. I want more. I don't know what I want yet. I don't know what my ultimate career goal is, but it's more than what I'm doing now, and I already love what I'm doing. So hopefully I'll find something I love even more, and I'll grow and learn. This is my second semester in the program. I took 2 classes last spring. I took the summer for my family because I had some personal stuff. I just needed some family time, and now I'm back into it and taking too many classes. I'm taking 3 this semester. If I think I can handle it, I'm wavering on one. But anyway, I love higher ed, and I'm excited to learn more. So moving forward, my course goals. I just kind of divided this to hopes and concerns so I wouldn't ramble like I already have. I hope to learn more about key influential court cases and determinations that shaped and shape higher ed still. I had an overview of higher ed in the United States last semester, and it was really insightful. So some of this is familiar, but it was an overview. I know we're going to go more in depth here, and I hope I can really learn more about the court cases and then also learn to apply those determinations to my own work. I get right when do the readings, I get the basics, I get the point, but really apply those to what I'm doing, and then also just an understanding of how the legal field influences and shapes higher ed, how it shapes my day to day and that of our students and faculty. My concerns are the volume of material. Even in this reading, I think they referenced, gosh, dozens and dozens of cases really quickly. And I know they're not that simple. We just read overviews, so the volume of material has me a little nervous. Also, I guess another word for gray area, like I listed as ambiguity. There's a lot of what I call gray area. It seems like in these cases and determinations, and a lot of factors to consider, and that overwhelms me, and it makes me nervous that I won't really be able to. I'll get so caught up in that I won't really be able to understand what's happening and what I'm learning. I also lack a legal background. Honestly, when I was reading some of this, I didn't even understand all the terminology, and I think I'm going to struggle with that a little bit. But hopefully, I'll get through it, and we'll get through it together, and I won't feel that way come December. And then my response, my initial impression after I did the readings, and I thought, this is really dense, this is really detailed, and I'm I'm a little concerned that it's too dense for me. I haven't been in school in so long, so that was just an initial. I wanted to definitely address my initial impressions, and that these are constantly these cases that we read about and determinations feel like they're constantly relevant, especially now, but that they're really relevant to my work. And I honestly, I have to be honest and say, I never really considered the law related to higher ed. I've worked in higher ed for 10 years now, and I never considered that the law has something to do with this. Mine has a few occasions. Last year we had one of our Cal students had written some really nasty things on an NC State forum. You think about it in those moments, but shaping the day to day, I hadn't thought of that. So I do now see how relevant the law is to higher ed despite gray areas. And I have two takeaways. There's a million takeaways, but I had to narrow it down to two because I'm going on way too long. First, the true definition of tenure. That seems silly to others, but I work in a college that has a lot of older faculty, and you hear a lot of times, oh, if they just went away, we could do more, and we could really change and revamp. And they keep blaming tenure, and I think tenure, it wasn't really something I understood. A lot of people, including myself, thought tenure, job security for life, great. So this did help me. Reading about the legal cases related to tenure and the true definition helped me. I know that sounds silly as one of my two key takeaways, but something I hear a lot about in my day-to-day job is tenure. And I really couldn't define it. And then also, there's real fine lines, again, relating back to that gray area. And I use the example of the affirmative action cases, the back, I hope I'm saying that right, related to affirmative action, and then later Gratz versus Bollinger, that a point system was illegal, but considering race and background in a holistic review is legal. I think gray area, or not gray area, I'm sorry, fine lines like that are really, it seems like I read that theme throughout our readings, that it's just a teeny tiny little fine line between what's legal and what's not in higher ed, and that's constantly evolving. So I'm going to wrap up. I've gone on way too long, and just say that I'm excited about the class, I'm nervous about the class, and I look forward to learning more.